Identifying the enemy's voice is one of the most important things we need to understand. The enemy's voice is the opposite of God's voice. The enemy speaks in the language of lies. Enemy speaks in the language of lies. He speaks that fluently. It says it in the word of God that he speaks the language of lies. The enemy tells you something that sounds 85 to 90% true. It's based on your current reality, but it's mixed in with a little bit of a lie. And it's the same thing that we see what happened with the gospel today, is that we have Jesus. People can say that there's a God, there's Jesus, but they mix in with a little bit of lie. They mix in a little bit of tarot. They mix in a little bit of crystals. They mix in a little bit Zodiac. They mix in all these things. No, it's Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. They have Jesus and they talking to psychics. They have Jesus, they doing other. No, it's Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Let's not play these games. Let's stop playing this in between new age deception. That's what the enemy does, is truth with a lie. That's what he does. Y'all may not like the truth, but hey, we're here. That's the truth. Truth with a little bit of a lie. Okay, and so that lie is usually based upon your current reality, right? So if you see any, y'all been into watching Disney movies, okay? I'm not gonna lie, because Disney, like I don't know, like I've just been into, like I've been watching Aladdin, okay? I don't know why. I think I'm Princess Jasmine. I think I am, like. I'm not Princess Jasmine for real, but I'm just saying, like, I just am watching a movie. I don't know, a whole new world filled with magic. But anyway, here's the thing. Here's the point. Aladdin, Jafar needed Aladdin. Jafar needed Aladdin more than Aladdin needed Jafar. Right? I'm going somewhere here, family. Here's the thing. The cave needed a diamond in the rough. Aladdin was the diamond in the rough that was able to access the cave to even get to the genie. So he approaches Aladdin in a state where Aladdin's just surviving. He doesn't even know his power. He don't even know he a diamond in the rough. He don't even know who he is. He doesn't know his identity. Some of you guys that are watching me right now, you have no idea who you are, and you're wondering why you're facing this opposition. And I want you to know something. There is something that God is going to do in your life if you let him. There's a reason why you're facing the things that you're facing. There's a reason why you're experiencing the warfare that you're experiencing. There's a reason why the enemy keeps bringing up your past, your failures, where you are right now, how impossible it seems. There is a reason. Because wherever you are supposed to go, there's damage that you're going to do on this planet. There's impact that you are created to make that the enemy wants so badly for you not to reach. And if you can hear me today and hear me very clearly, do not allow yourself to be fooled by the season that you're in. Somebody needs to hear that. Do not be fooled by the season that you're in. The enemy wants you to be so consumed with what you see, your current situation, what you just came out of, the last relationship, the last job opportunity, the last thing that disappointed you. He wants you to be so consumed with that you do not move forward. It's the truth. Yes, the last situation ended. Yes, the last opportunity didn't amount the way you wanted it to go, or the last whatever disappointments you face. Yes, it happened. It's true, but you did it your way last time. If we're speaking real, you did it your way. You didn't do it God's way. Your way gets your results. God's way gets God's results. When you do it your way, you got to make your way work. When you do it God's way, it's on him to make it work. And a lot of us want to get want to bring God into our way, and God's like, no, that's your way. You make it happen. I'll give you grace. I'll give you mercy, but that's your way. I want God's way. I want God's way. And so I say all that to say, when we see Aladdin, Aladdin is being tricked by the enemy and being coerced so that ultimately the enemy can get what he wants from Aladdin and discard him. We see that a lot today. We see that a lot today. Somebody keeps texting me, y'all. I'm sorry. I'll turn that off. We got to do it God's way. All right. And so anyway, I say that to say that a lot of us, when we're talking about our identity, when we're talking about understanding whose voice is speaking, we also have to pick out who the enemy is and what the enemy is trying to do. If it's causing you fear, if it's causing you anxiety, if it's causing you to run to sinning, if it causes you to want to go cope with food or overeating or doing something, if it's getting you in a space where you're getting emotional and you're thinking about the last thing and you're condemning yourself and you're like, no, I can't do it. I'm gonna fail again. I know I'm not good enough. I know this. That's the enemy. When you start going through that rabbit hole of all the things you shoulda, woulda, coulda, all the things that happened in the past, and it's making you stay stagnant, it's making you isolate, it's making you walk in fear, that is the enemy at work. It is the enemy at his finest. When it's causing you to walk in pride, like, yeah, you that dude, man, they need to be talking to you. They need to be doing. Pride is the enemy. That is the sin that got the devil kicked out of hell. Kicked out of heaven into hell, was pride. Nah, bro, she need to be coming to you and talk to you, bro. Like, does she know who you are? Yeah, she whatever, and God's calling you to talk to her. But you so in your pride talking to you so loud, you like, nah, you know what? You right. She need to come running over here like, nah, God's like, no, you be the man. I need you to act like the man. I need you to take control of the situation. I need you to humble yourself and pray. I need you to make the situation right. But you over here walking in pride. Pride coming before the fall. A haughty spirit before destruction. Haughty spirits, prideful spirits get destroyed. Look at the world. Prideful spirits get destroyed. Look at the world. You want to all ego? No, bro. She got to, no. Does she know who I am? Like, bro, please. Next. Right. All that big bag wolf talk? Yeah, okay. Prideful spirit, you gonna fall. You are going to fall. It is inevitable. Just wade in the water. You gonna have a sobering moment. God gonna humble that tail. He always do. All right. So when we talk about pride, we talk about fear, we talk about anxiety, anything that keeps you stagnant, if it pushes you towards sins, manipulation, trying to make things happen for yourself, ego, pride, you know it's not God. When it gets you in a state of just being unsettled and confused and you don't know what's going on and you're just all over the place and you're like, well, what do I do? What do I do? I don't know. That's the enemy at work. We have to identify that voice first. God is not going to cause you to be confused. You may not know where you're going, but you're not going to be confused. That pressing in your spirit to do something and you just don't do it, that's God. You can't shake the thought. It's been 2-3 days, you still can't shake it. That's God. The enemy rushes you. God can do that too. He's like, no, you need to do this right now. But the enemy, when there's a lot of pressure, you feel a lot of pressure. and you're like confused. It's getting you confused. You're like, I don't know what's it. I don't know where. I don't know. Like, that's not God. That's the enemy. The enemy at work. Okay, so that's the second part, is understanding who your enemy is and what he sounds like. It's causing you to fear, anxiety, condemnation, shame, guilt. Chaos, confusion, causing you to feel pride, ego. He wants you to be puffed up in pride. He wants you to be puffed up in ego. That's what he wants. So that's number 2, understanding who your enemy is and what he sounds like. Hey guys, thank you for watching this video. I appreciate you guys. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button, y'all. Let's not just be every once in a while. Let's become Framily, okay? Friends that are family, okay? Join my Framily today.